안녕하세요, 여러분. Welcome to our live class of this week. Let me just adjust the camera angle a little bit. So, what a great way to start. So, Meidas Cheryl, Cheryl님 안녕하세요. Thank you for your generous gift for 5 people, 5 random fellow learners who received a Talk to Me in Korean YouTube membership. Well, currently we are not offering a lot of member exclusive content on YouTube, but it's a really great way for you to support us additionally here on our YouTube channel. Thank you so much. It just feels great to have that badge next to you, to your ID and name on YouTube. Thank you so much. It's great to be gifting, your loved ones and friends, but also people that you don't even know here. So thank you for that act of kindness. And today we have a wonderful Korean reading class, which will, like I said in the trailer, combine many of the activities that we have done for the past few weeks. I hope you can hear me well and see me well, all that stuff. So let me check. My screens are all in the right places. And yeah, most importantly, my typing screen is over here. So do we have everything in place? Everyone in place? All good? 그러면 지금 수업이 시작되었죠? Alright. And I was just on Instagram, as you probably saw a notification for it, telling people to come over to YouTube. So please let me know if you saw me go live on Instagram and you came over to YouTube. Please let me know. I always remember very last minute. I always think after each YouTube live class, 유튜브 라이브 끝나고 항상 생각해요. Next time, 다음번에, next time I should go live a little earlier on Instagram and talk to people for like 10, 15 minutes. 인스타그램에서 10분, 15분 이야기하고 유튜브 시작해야겠다. 아브릴 감사합니다. 어서 오세요. But then I always forget and then just prepare for the YouTube live class until very last minute, like until I have 3 minutes left. Okay, so at least 2 people who jumped from Insta to YouTube. That's great. So today we are going to be reading a passage or 2 passages from our Stories app. As you know, our Talk to Me Korean Stories app is a world's first graded reading app, and it is, I think, in my opinion, the best way for you to learn vocabulary and everything in general about the Korean language very naturally through context. So we're going to be reading this story, and let me quickly show you the app itself. So we have 3 mobile apps that are available in the app stores. The Talk to Me in Korean courses, if you're subscribed to our online courses, where you can watch me or other teachers teach things in very systematic and comprehensible ways. You can take a course, watch stuff, do exercises. That's our course. And then Talk to Me Korean Stories is our reading. And so if you study for a bit, you naturally want to absorb more context, more content through stories and engaging, storylines. And that's what we do with our Stories app. And Seo is for speaking. So, and in addition to that, something that we can't have on a mobile device is our books. And we recently just launched our 47th publication. We have some other books available in some other languages. 1 book in Spanish, 1 book in Chinese, and in Taiwan specifically. So all together, ebooks and everything included, we have more than 50 different titles, but 47 main books. And then, so we have a complete ecosystem, right? Seo, I don't know which I favor more. It's like choosing your favorite child among many children. So let me talk a little bit about this fun dynamic. Obviously, whenever you see a company running an app or running multiple apps, you will have different project managers for different apps, right? So on our team, we have this project manager for stories and this project manager for SEO, right? I love working with both of them. And whenever I'm talking to the SEO guy, I'm like, yes, yeah, SEO is amazing, amazing. It's for speaking. I mean, we don't have the two features in one app, as you know, due to our developing history and everything was built one after another. So maybe in the far future, maybe everything will be combined. But for the time being, everything's in its own individual places. And then when I talk to me in Korean stories girl, I'm like, oh yeah, stories is great. So I mean, not that the two apps are competing, 둘이 경쟁하는 건 아니지만. So all I'm saying is you should get everything. Courses, talk to me in Korean stories, and SEO, get everything. Even if you do have an annual subscription, yearly subscription for everything, it's going to be less than going to a Korean language school offline. So everything's 타니카님, I love this expression. 월클, 다 월클이라고 하셨어요. 월클. 월클. 월클 뭔지 아세요? Do you know what 월클 means? 월클은 지금 아직 답은 안 나왔지만 I don't see the correct answer yet. But okay, 타니칸, yeah. You're the one who gave the quiz and you're the one who's giving the answer. So that's good. 월드 클래스. Okay. 월클. World class. 월클. I think I've only ever seen 월클 mainly mentioned about Son Heung-min, the soccer player. 월클. And then, yeah, some other people too. But 월클, whenever I hear that word, I hear people talking about Son Heung-min. Okay, so we are going to be reading 2 passages from this app, and I didn't even show you the inside of the app, right? So the inside of the app looks like this for those of you who are new to it. So you go to your stories part, and then you see 10 different levels. So we're going to be reading one passage from level 4, which is the beginning level of intermediate. And then level 2, we're going to be reading one story from level 2 and level 4, okay? Yeah. So let's begin. And like I said, we're going to be combining several activities. And one thing that we did, I think, last week was I gave you a list of words and asked you to check if you know a certain word, and if you do know it, please write a simple sentence with it, right? So can we do that? 한번 해볼까요? So the story that we're going to be reading in level 2 has these words, okay? So let's begin. Please be ready to type a lot in the chat. 먼저 귤이 뭐예요? 귤. Do you know what 귤 is? 네, 안녕하세요. Hello. Yeah, I forgot to say hi to everybody, but yes, hi. 귤. 귤 냄새 안 좋아해요? 그래요? 그렇군요. Tangerines, yes. So I have 귤 here, right here. 귤. Oranges, I guess, tangerines, these are all like related, similar fruits, right? And different countries, because of climate differences and terrain differences, fruits taste differently. And one of the biggest differences between fruits or within a fruit family, something that's different is pear, right? The Korean pear is going to be very, very different from the Western pear, right? You've seen Korean pears this big, and they're very, very sweet. So this is going to be a relative of a lemon or orange or not lemon, but orange, but it's not as sour as oranges. I have different sizes of 귤, and you're going to be hearing the name 제주도, Jeju Island, whenever 귤 is mentioned, because I would say more than 95% of all 귤 that are grown in Korea are grown on Jeju Island because of the climate there. How do you say when life gives you tangerines? This is the drama name, right? When life gives you tangerines. So actually, let me see if I can show you the webpage. So for those of you who didn't watch this drama, this is 폭삭 속았수다. I actually really enjoyed this drama. I loved it and I recommended it to my father. I actually gave him access to a Netflix account just so that he can watch this, because it's the life story of my parents' generation and then my generation as well. Like, things that happen in this drama are so relatable for me. But anyway, when life gives you tangerines, it was a great name because, let me explain, because it's so fitting because we're talking about 귤 here. And the whole thing takes place on Jeju Island, Jeju Island. And you know, when life gives you, when life gives you a lemon as a singular noun, or lemons? Tell me. I'm not sure. And 폭삭 속았수다, I think, right? 폭삭 속았수다 is the lemons. Okay. Life doesn't give you only one lemon, it just gives you many lemons. So I guess it was just naturally translated back to English in the same way, tangerines. And they used tangerines for the localization effect, and then so people can understand, it's a play on words. What does this mean? I thought, and many Korean people outside of Jeju Island thought, this was the verb 속다. 속다 is to be deceived, to be cheated. Okay? But it's actually not the correct definition for this drama. Just writing out there so that if you watch this screenshot, maybe I hope you don't misunderstand. Here in this case, 속다, it's actually related to, apparently in Jeju dialect, 수고하다, 고생하다, to suffer a lot, to go through a lot of hardship. So 폭삭 is very much, a lot, and 폭삭 속았수다 is 수고하셨습니다, 고생하셨습니다. You know, 수고하셨습니다, right? So 폭삭 속았수다 in Seoul, I guess, dialect, 정말 고생 많으셨어요, something like that. And in the Japanese title, they just translated it as 오츠카레 사마 데시다, something like that, which is just 수고하셨습니다. So why did they use oranges? They used tangerines when life gives you tangerines, because tangerines are, or 귤 in Korean, 귤 right here, native or mostly grown. 귤 is famous as a Jeju product. Most every Jeju person, let me say, every friend of mine whose hometown is Jeju, they have at least their parents or their relatives, their uncles or aunts, having a Jeju 귤 farm. They have a farm. So this was actually sent to me from a friend of mine who I've known for a really long time. And every winter, a Jeju-based person messages me, hey, do you need some 귤? Yeah. I have, yes. 제주도에 가보셨나요? Yes, I have been to Jeju many times. So 귤, this is a fruit name, so not many, I guess, sentences that we can make with it. So, because tangerines can be sour or sweet. Oh, that's a hidden meaning that I never thought about. 그건 생각 못 해봤는데, 그럴 수 있겠네요. When life gives you lemons, lemons are only sour, but then tangerines are a little sweeter. Okay, cool. Okay, 그럼 이제 next word. What does this word mean? And what kind of sentence can you write with 유명하다? 유명하다. Yeah, when life gives you lemons, make lemonade, but to make lemonade, you need a lot of sugar with it, right? But then tangerine juice won't require any extra sugar. Yes, to be famous. 유명, if you look at 유명, yeah, this is the Chinese characters that you see behind 유명. 유 is to have, and then 명 is name, so there's a name, or the name is well known. So 유명하다, 유명한 사람. So and so 으로 유명하다. So you can say 제주도는 제주도, this do can be either the island or the administrative district 도. So 제주도, so this 도 can be written in two different types of Chinese characters if you study the 한자 system. So anyway, 제주도는 귤로 유명해요. Yeah, 제주도 is famous for 귤. You can also say 그리스는 버섯으로 유명해요. 오, 좋아요. 요즘은 K-팝 해외에도 정말 유명해요. 좋아요. 좋아요. One thing that you also want to know related to 유명 is 인기, right? So 인기가 있다. To be popular. And 유명하다, to be famous. Okay. 좋아요. 그 다음으로 넘어가겠습니다. What's the next word? 보통. What's 보통 and what does it mean? 할리아님, 저는 보통 is usually 아침 식사를 뛰었는데요. So your sentence is I used to normally skip breakfast and then maybe you don't anymore? Is that what you mean? Or if you still skip breakfast normally, 저는 보통 아침 식사를 건너뛰어요. 건너다 is to cross. 뛰다, in this case, is to jump. So if you jump over something to cross, you skip over. It's exactly the same as skipping, 건너뛰다. Okay. Andre, 감사합니다. Hello, Hyunwoo. I just started to learn Korean like 30 days ago. Slowly but surely, I watched your videos and learning the letters. I am at the beginning, but definitely I will continue watching you. Thank you so much. 정말 감사합니다. And I think it is a very fitting time to mention our program that we're starting for January as well. So if you go to our site, this is our website, right? In the trailer, I mentioned that we have a sale going on for our yearly subscription, so please don't miss it. And then if you go to our course site, you will see 3 tabs here. 1, 2, 3. Do you see it? 1, 2, 3. The first one will tell you about our limited discount, and then we have daily surprises. And you go there and you open a gift for that day. It's going to be something fun here. Okay, I won't open it today for you. You have to go there and see it for yourself. And then if you go to the third tab, you see something that's called the bootcamp. And this is what you can do to join other people. So you have your subscription and then you join it, and additionally. And what happens is you study with other people in the community. And I'm sure some of you have already joined it in November or December. You joined the bootcamp. Cool, Alex. Are you joining it, or are you doing it this month, or are you doing it in January? 네, 한번 알려주세요. And this is some testimonials. These are some testimonials from people who already joined our bootcamp. So if you need more system, a stronger routine, this is something that you can try for just 30 days, just 1 month, and then we'll see. This is our third bootcamp, November, December, and January, and we'll see how many people are benefiting from it and decide whether to continue doing this or expand it to other levels as well. So please consider. And yeah, you just go to our site, talktomekorean.com, and you'll see all the information, the courses, the books, Seo, and Talk to Me Korean stories, which we are focusing on today. 한번 봐주세요. Please take a look. What study topics are being studied? In this live class, we're reading this story together, and in the boot camp, you study with the beginner material, level 1. Okay, we have a separate 30-day program for you, so please take a look at it. And then next, 겨울. What's 겨울? Can you tell me the definition, and can you write a sentence in the chat? 겨울. 겨울은 미리 썼어요. 좋아요. winter. 겨울에 날씨가 여긴 좋아요. 탈리아님의 문장 써볼게요. 여긴 겨울에 날씨가 별로 춥 않는데 습도가 높아서 날씨가 춥게 느껴져요. This is a very good and advanced sentence. 여긴 is short for 여기는. As for here, 겨울에 in the winter 날씨가 별로 춥지 않은데 the weather is not very cold in the winter. 습도가 높아서 the humidity levels are high. So 날씨가 춥게 coldly felt 느껴져요. The weather feels cold. 에이스짱님, 겨울에 날씨가 추워요. In the winter, the weather is cold. 마리아님, 겨울에는 너무 추워서 곰처럼 옷을 껴입어요. I love this. In the winter, it's so cold that 곰처럼, like a bear, 곰, 옷을 껴입어요. 끼다 and 입다. And 끼다 and 입다, 끼우다. So something gets stuck in between is 끼었어요. Elevator door, between two people, anything. 끼다. 끼우다 is to insert something in, like put it in between. And 껴입다, everything together. 껴입다 is to layer things over. Okay? 옷을 껴입어요. You wear layers of clothing. 그 다음에 겨울 너무 좋아해요. I love the winter. 크리스마스는 겨울 방학이다. Great. Christmas is winter vacation. 좋아요. 자, 그럼 다음. 달다. What's 달다? 달다. 단 거 별로 안 좋아해요. I don't particularly like sweet things. Yeah, 달다 is conjugated to 단 in the adjective form. It's sweet. Yeah, so if you're on a Mac, you have your caps lock key, and if you're on a Windows computer, you have the Option key, or yeah, so it's next to two buttons from your space button, space bar. It depends on the system, but yeah, I just press one key to switch between two languages. And here, quick pronunciation tip for you. 달다 is to be sweet. 달아요, it's sweet. 달았어요, it was sweet. And on its own, so what I'm trying to say to you is, when you hang a picture frame, or when you like attach like an ornament on a Christmas tree or a badge on your clothing, that's 달다. It's long. 달다. It's not 달다. So for example, if this is my chapstick, but if you were to put it on your jacket like a badge, 여기에 달다. Just as the imperative dictionary form, okay? Just as the verb form. This is maybe a little advanced, but if you say 여기에 달다, 여기에 달다, that's different. 여기에 달다, it means it's sweet. 여기에 달다, you attach here. That's the distinction. You have to know if you're, for example, going to be a professional translator or a newscaster. But once it's conjugated into the present tense, past tense forms, the long vowel disappears. 달았어요. It's the same pronunciation. It's a very irregular kind of thing. With other vowels or other words, it sustains the long vowel, but this one is a really unique example. Okay? 여기에 달다, 여기에 달다. That's the difference. All right, cool. 귤은 너무 달아요. All right, cool. 그러면 다음. 전혀. What's 전혀? I can switch between Korean and English really fast, but I missed the enter key. 전혀. While you're writing, I'm going to see this question. I'm studying the Korean core grammar course and wanted advice. Is it better to move quickly, just watch the videos and review them without going back, or spend more time on each lesson to fully understand it? I would recommend fully understand something before going on to the next thing. Fully understand, and then, yeah, watch up to twice, I would say, and see how it works for you, okay? Never, because a lot of people can go through grammar lessons really quickly and then look back and find that they don't remember everything. 전혀. 오케이, 밖에 나가려고 하는데 시간이 없어요. I want to go outside, but I have absolutely no time. So 전혀, not at all. Not at all. 그리고 yeah, similar to 절대. 절대 is don't ever do it, and yeah, it's a little different. The direction is a little different. 매운 음식 전혀 안 먹어요. Okay, I never eat spicy food. 한국에 전혀 가본 적이 없어요. I've never been to Korea. Okay, 좋아요. 그다음 시다. What's 시다? Do you know? 시다. 시다 is similar to 달다 in the conjugation form, like 신 음식, sour. Okay, sour. Will we add the Korean reading app to iPad? I'll ask the project manager whether that's in the timeline for 2026. Thank you. We'll make it happen. I'll just ask them when it's going to happen. 신음식, yeah. So 이거 쉬어요. 쉬어요. Is the app, I mean, I'm sure the app is available on the iPad, but the last time I checked, it was just the iPhone form factor, just expanded like that. But is it optimized for the iPad? That's the question, right? So 쉬어요. 이거 쉬어요. It's not customized for it. Okay. So yeah, I'll talk to them. Thank you. 자몽 먹을 때 신맛이 난다. Oh, okay. 신맛. I'm pretty sure 신맛 can be written like that without a space because it's just a very commonly used word. 자몽, grapefruit. So 자몽 in Korean it's so short, and in English it's grapefruit. So when I first learned about that, I was really like surprised. Oh, grapefruit. It has nothing to do, in my opinion, with a grape. Why does it? So, in my opinion, 자몽. And then I went to Japan and somebody wanted grapefruit juice. I thought, okay, what's 자몽 in Japanese? I was like wondering, like, because I didn't have my phone or anything like that there. So, okay, I'm gonna try and find something that's like great, like what's in Japanese, and then it turned out to be grapefruits. Okay. Next. 자, 그 다음으로 what's 계속. 아무리 힘들어도 계속 열심히 노력할 거예요. Perfect sentence. 아무리, no matter how hard it is, 아무리 힘들어도. This is a set phrase, right? 아무리 so and so 도, right? 아무리 좋아도, 아무리 재미있어도, 아무리 비싸도, 아무리 바빠도. So no matter how good it is, no matter how fun it is, no matter how expensive it is, no matter how busy you are, 계속 열심히, continuously, I will try hard. 좋아요. 포기하지 마세요. I think 파기, 아버지님 포기를 쓰고 싶으셨죠? 열심히 계속하세요. 계속 is 계속해서. 맞아요. It's an adverb. 시간이 계속 늘어나기만 해요. The time continues to, I guess, expand. Yeah. 포기하다 is to give up. All right, let's move on. I'm gonna go over these words a little more quickly and then we'll go to the story. 상자. 상자, what is 상자? Just give me the definitions for these really quickly. 상자. I'm gonna see the first answer and move on. 네. 상자는 box. Okay. And then what is 사다? 사다 is to. We're still on box. Buy. Okay. 그러니까 is 어제 덕치민 코리안 책을 샀어요. Thank you. Oh, 그러니까 is so, yeah, therefore, or as a reaction to somebody's statement, you can say, exactly my words. That's what I'm saying. So you said one thing and then your friend didn't listen and you go like, see what I'm saying? This is 그러니까. Or 그러니까 말이야. 그러니까 내 말이 그거야. Something like that. 그러니까 말이야. All right. And then 배가 아프다 is to have a stomachache. And then hospital. I remember a typo that we made in a video a long time ago for 배가 아프다 because, it's stomach and then ache, ACH repeated twice. This is the correct form, but then we were like, we were typing fast and then we kind of ended up having to have a stomach. of course. And then doctor, health, and then one day. 하루 is a word that many people misunderstand at first because haru is just day in the dictionary definition or in a word list. Haru is just the duration of one day. Haru, okay? Not like someday. You can't say someday with haru, right? Haru is one whole day. Okay. Yeah, haru means spring in Japanese. It's the same pronunciation, right? The same pronunciation in Japanese will be haru, or to attach something. Something haru, nanika o haru. Anyway, okay, so those are the words that you will see in the following story that we're gonna read together. And since we studied all the words, all the major words together, the next passage should feel really easy for you, okay? Are you ready? We're gonna read this together. Oh, haru means to lose in Hindi. Interesting. So let me break it down for you. The title is, or if you go to the app, so if you go to level 2, and if you study hard, you are going to see this kind of picture here, like everything or a lot of stories or books kind of unlocked like that. And where is today's passage? Here, 귤을 몇 개 먹어요 is the story. This is what we're reading, and then we're going to be breaking it down together, doing the quiz questions together. So, 귤을 몇 개 먹어요 means how many tangerines do you eat? How many tangerines do you eat? Okay, let's break it down. 제주도의 귤은 아주 유명해요. In spoken Korean, this 의 is pronounced, as you know, to a little more like 제주도에. 제주도의 귤은 아주 유명해요. So, 귤 of Jeju Island are very famous. 귤은, tangerines are usually, 보통, 겨울에 많이 먹을 수 있어요. So, not always only in the winter, but usually in the winter, 많이 먹을 수 있어요. You can eat a lot of them, usually in the winter. 그래서, so, 겨울에 제주도에 가면 in the winter, if you go to Jeju Island, 귤이 정말 많아요. There are lots of 귤s, lots of tangerines. 제주도의 귤은 the Jeju Island 귤 tangerines are 정말 달아요. They are very sweet. 전혀, we saw 전혀 earlier, right? And we saw 시다. 전혀 쉬지 않아요. 전혀 쉬지 않아요. 전혀 안 쉬어요. Or 하나도 안 쉬어요. 하나도 안 쉬어요. 전혀 쉬지 않아요. As a child, I remember eating this candy so often. Where is it? Here. Do you see it? Aisha. This is, the Korea's version of really, really sour candy. Aisha. So this is something that you will see naturally when you eat something really really sour. It's candy, sour candy. Aisha. So a very natural exclamation. Aisha. They made Aisha soju? Why? Lemon, okay. Something like that. Aisha. So you can either have it or just remember the exclamation, okay? Going back. 그래서, so 하나 먹으면, if you eat one, 하나 먹으면, I have 귤 here if you're joining now. I'm not selling 귤, but yeah, it's really good. 계속 먹고 싶어요. You want to keep eating them. 저는 제주도에서 from 제주 Island 귤을 한 상자 샀어요. So in this era of immediate same day, next day delivery, you don't know for sure whether this means you bought a box of tangerines in Jeju, in or on that island, or from Jeju. You ordered it online. That's coming from Jeju. You never know. So I bought a box of tangerines from Jeju. 저는 한 상자를 다 먹었어요. 한 상자, one box of tangerines. I ate all of them. 그러니까 배가 아팠어요. And then I had a stomachache. 그래서 병원에 갔어요. So I went to the hospital. 의사가 저한테 말했어요. The doctor said to me, 귤은 너무 달아요. Tangerines are too sweet. 너무 많이 먹으면 if you eat too many of them, 건강에 안 좋아요. It's not good for your health. 하루에 in one day 귤을 두세 개만 먹는 것이 좋아요. 두세 개. Okay, so let's do this. A few things that I wanted to mention here, but this one first. In Korean, this tilde or this wave sign is used for range, okay? It's used for range or happy mood, okay? For example, you text somebody and you get a message saying 괜찮아 from your partner, someone, a friend of yours. And then you feel like, oh, it's like, sure, I'm good, I'm fine, I'm totally fine. And you can imagine a very angry face behind this text message, right? But then you get 괜찮아, something like that. It makes you feel lighter, right? So happy mood or range. So this is 두세 개. And how do you read this? It's 서너 개. It's a little more advanced for this level. 서너 개. So you can say 두 개에서 세 개. More beginner friendly, 두 개. If you can't say 두 개, and if you can say 세 개, you can just simply say 두 개에서 세 개. 아니면 두 개 아니면 세 개. It's fine. It's completely fine. That's how you kind of work around it. And then 세 개에서 네 개 is fine. But 서너 개 will sound more natural and fluent. And yeah, 대여섯 개. 다섯 개, 여섯 개, 대여섯 개. 세네 개 is technically wrong. Yes, 세네 개. 맞아요. 그래서 그다음에 yeah. So 한두 개. Let's just do 한두 개. 한두 개, 두세 개, 서너 개, 대여섯 개. There's more, but I will stop here. And then here, this one, 그러니까 배가 아팠어요. We're using 그러니까 in this level because it's graded reading. You know, you don't want to suddenly introduce really advanced vocabulary words or grammar structures in this beginner level. So we have 그러니까 배가 아팠어요. But in more natural everyday situations, I would say 그랬더니 will be more fitting. 그랬더니 배가 아팠어요. You did something without knowing the consequences and then 그랬더니. Okay? So if you're more advanced, you will know that, oh, between the two words, you want to pick 그랬더니. All right. So let me just read the whole story really quickly for you and then we're going to jump on to the quiz. That's fun, right? Okay, that's Aisha. And let's read the story together. Okay, like this. 귤을 몇 개 먹어요? 제주도의 귤은 아주 유명해요. 귤은 보통 겨울에 많이 먹을 수 있어요. 그래서 겨울에 제주도에 가면 귤이 정말 많아요. 제주도의 귤은 정말 달아요. 전혀 시지 않아요. 그래서 하나 먹으면 계속 먹고 싶어요. 저는 제주도에서 귤을 한 상자 샀어요. 저는 한 상자를 다 먹었어요. 그러니까 I can read Korean. 그러니까 배가 아팠어요. 그래서 병원에 갔어요. 의사가 저한테 말했어요. 귤은 너무 달아요. 너무 많이 먹으면 건강에 안 좋아요. 하루에 귤을 2~3개만 먹는 것이 좋아요. Alright, let's go to the quiz. 퀴즈로 가볼게요. 제주도의 귤은 아주 유명해요. 유명해요? 유명하지 않아요? 제주도의 귤은 아주 유명해요? 네, 유명해요. 저는 귤 한 상자를 다 먹었어요. 저는 귤 한 상자를 다 먹었어요. 다 먹었어요. 맞아요. 하루에 귤을 얼마나 먹는 것이 좋아요? How many tangerines should you eat in a day? 네, 2~3개, 20개에서 30개, 2~3상자, 20상자에서 30상자. If you eat 20 to 30 boxes of tangerines, what will happen? Okay. All right. I think we got everything correct. 다 맞게 고른 것 같아요. If you miss something, you will see some explanations. And then in the app, you go to after you finish the quiz. So for those of you who are new to this app, we read a story here. You can see my cursor here, right? And then you do the quiz, and then only then you will see the translation here, right? And then if you click on any sentence, you will see grammar analysis. And then you can add any of the words that you are seeing for the first time to your vocabulary list to be reviewed later. Okay? 병원에 갔어요. All right. 너무 달아요. Something like that. And then you can listen to the sentence here.
귤은
And
너무
then
달아요.
You can also go to the writing practice section. 제주도의 귤은 어떤 맛이에요? 제주도, oops, sorry. My keyboard. I have too many keyboards. Okay. Come on. I want to type in Korean. Forget it. It's it's not allowing me to type in Korean. Anyway, in this app here because it's mirrored from my phone. 갑자기 중국어로 나왔죠. 왜 갑자기 중국어야? 네. 그래서 이렇게 연습할 수 있어요. You can start typing there and in the future, right now you can just type and save it and that's good enough practice for you. But in the future you will get feedback, I hope. We're working on it. 좋아요. Save. 그러면 다음으로 돌아가 보겠습니다. Are the stories free to read? You can try it for free for 7 days and you will love it. Please check it out. Everything's in the description. All right, are you ready for the next story? This is a little more advanced, but I didn't pick a really difficult one. So, 좋아요. Level 4, vocabulary first. What is 도시? 도시. City. And then what is 다시? 다시. 다시 is 도시 is a city. 다시 is again, once again. Can you write something using 도시 and 다시 together in one sentence? 도시 and 다시 together. Can anybody write a sentence with these two words? 다시 시도해 주세요. Have I ever taught any natural handwriting in Korean? Well, yes. A long time ago in a video on my personal channel before Talk to Me in Korean. And we have a book called Hangul Master. Half of the book is dedicated to Korean handwriting, but maybe it should be turned into a video, maybe. Do you want to see a video lesson, detailed video lesson on natural handwriting? Let me know. Because I've seen some social media reels just really briefly introducing how difficult it is to write or read handwriting, but never go, into details. Okay, so I'll take note of that. I'm gonna write down 손글씨. Okay. 좋아요. 지금 문장이 같은 도시에 3개 정도 있는 것 같은데 3개. 같은 도시에 다시 갔어요. I went to the same city again. 도시에 다시 갈 수 있으면 좋겠어요. I wish I could go to the city once again. 저는 다시 이 도시에 오게 될 줄은 정말 몰랐어요. 나이스. 저는 다시 이 도시에 오게 될 줄은 정말 몰랐어요. 정말 몰랐어요. I really didn't know that I would be coming back to this city once again. 아주 좋아요. 잘 쓰셨습니다. Okay, moving on. 라앤디, 네, see you next time. Thank you for joining. Yeah, it is fine if you find something too advanced. You can always come back for review. 시골, what is 시골? Countryside. Let's go over the words quickly this time and then maybe pick just a couple of words to make sentences with. 시골 is countryside. Okay, 시골. 어릴 때, I'm going to go over the definitions on my own pace. So please try to outpace me in the comments. Try to write the translations before I do. 어릴 때 is when I was little. When one was younger, right? 어릴 때, or as a child. 가족 is family. Yeah, we're competing now, okay? 대학교 is university. College. Often the distinction is 대학교 is usually the 4-year program, and then 대학, if you see a college name ending with 대학, not always, but it's usually the 2-year program. And 입학하다 is to enroll in a school. 입학, enter school. 화려하다 is to be fancy. To be fancy. And then 백화점 is department store. 백화점. Because it has 100 items. 백화. 영화관 is movie theater. Okay, movie theater. The movies. Cinema. 영화관. I went to see a movie yesterday. 영화관에 어제 갔었어요. I went to a 영화관 yesterday. 교통 is transportation or traffic. Yeah, transportation, traffic. 교통 in Seoul is really, really convenient, as you know. 교통이 편리해요. 서울은 교통이 편리해요. Convenient. Convenient, 편리하다. Not to be mistaken with 편하다, because 편하다 can combine convenient and comfortable. Right? And then 이유 is reason. Reason. 이해하다, to understand. 돌아가다, to go back. to return. 준비 is preparation as a noun. 준비하다 is to prepare. 준비된 is ready. Like 준비되다, to be prepared, to be ready, and then 준비된 is in a state that's made ready. 점점 is gradually, slowly. 귀엽다 is to be cute. We have just 6 more words. 동물 is animal. 자연 is nature, 자연. 불편하다 is to be inconvenient or uncomfortable. It's really natural because 편하다, like I said earlier, can be either convenient or comfortable. So if you say 불, which means not, 불편하다, it can either be inconvenient or uncomfortable. You'll have to look at the context to see which one it means. 공기 is air, and then 깨끗하다 is to be clean. 걸어 다니다 is to walk around. 걸어 다니다, 걸어 다니다. Okay, so let's make a sentence with 걸어 다니다. I saw one other word. Okay. Okay, so 편리하다. Before I analyze the story, before we look at the story again together, I want you to write a sentence with these 3 verbs. Can you? 할 수 있는 거, 한번 쓸 수 있는 거 써주세요. 걸어 다니다, to walk around. 편리하다, to be convenient. 편하다, to be comfortable or convenient. Especially with these, I want to see whether you can write sentences in the most fitting context. Okay. 집에 가는 길에 편의점 걸어 다녀요. Okay. So I picked this one because 걸어 다니다 can be tricky to understand. 걸어 다니다 can only mean you are walking around, like usually to take a walk or to go somewhere regularly. So in this case, if you say 집에 가는 길에, on my way home, 편의점 걸어 다녀요, it kind of paints a picture of a scene where you are in the convenience store and you're walking back and forth within it without buying anything. 편의점 안에서 걸어 다녀요. So it's not a very common thing to do. So 편의점으로 걸어가요. 편의점까지 걸어가요. So usually you just have to say 걸어가요. So 걸어 다니다 is 공원에서 걸어 다니고 있어요. Where are you? Oh, I'm just walking in the park, walking around. 구경을 하다. You know, Hongdae is an area in Seoul. That's where our office is. And I see Hongdae being crowded with tourists every single day, which is fantastic. And 그냥 홍대에서 걸어 다니는 사람 많아요. Just walking around, you know, without going to a certain place. It's fine. So 걸어 다니다 can be quite delicate to work with. I can do a whole class on 걸어 다니다. 편리하다. 편리하다 is to be convenient. 편하다 is to be convenient and to be comfortable. I want to see whether you can make a very natural sentence with 편하다. So let me write my own. 이 리모컨 편리해요. 이 리모컨 편해요. In this kind of context, 편리하다, 편하다 work exactly in the same way. This remote control is convenient. You're not going to use your remote control as your pillow, so you don't want to say, oh, it's comfortable. it's usually convenient, right? But when it's let's talk about a pillow because I mentioned it. 베개. 이 베개는 편리해요? 이 베개는 편해요? Normally, pillows are comfortable or uncomfortable, not convenient or inconvenient. But if you say this pillow is convenient because you can wash the, cover separately, something like that, and then you can say 편리해요. And if that's what you mean, you can just say 편하다 to potentially include the meaning of convenience. Do you know what I mean? That's what I'm trying to get at. So if the context or the subject can be about convenience or comfortableness, depending on the context, you can just go with 편하다. But if the context doesn't allow for convenience, you cannot pick the word 편하다 because it has to be 편리해요, right? 지하철은 타기에 편리합니다. Yep, you can say it. 지하철은 타기 편리합니다. And in more colloquial speech, 지하철은 타기 편해요. You can say it like that. All right? Great. Now, this is the story. Not very long, right? It's level 4 still. We have a 10-level system, and level 4 is still the entry point for the intermediate levels. So we're gonna go with the passage here. 저는 친구들과 함께 있으면 편해요. Great sentence. When I'm with my friends, I feel comfortable. 한번 읽어볼게요. I'm gonna copy it here for you. 도시에서 다시 시골로. From the city, once again, to the countryside. 저는 어릴 때부터, 어릴 때, when I was little, from when I was little, 가족과 함께, together with my family, 시골에 살았어요. I lived in the countryside since I was young. 그때는, back then, 도시에 가서 살고 싶었어요. 도시에 가서, I wanted to live, or I wanted to go to the city and live there. 도시에 가서 살고 싶었어요. 그래서 도시에 있는 대학교, a university that's in the city, 입학한 후에, 입학하다 to enter a university or a kind of school, 입학한 후에, after enrolling in a university in the city, 도시에서 살았어요. I lived in the city. You might notice that 도시에서 살다 and 시골에 살다, the location marking particles are different in these two sentences, right? Because both can work depending on the context. 시골에서 살았어요 can work as well. For other verbs, you have a clear distinction between, this is the only correct version, but 살다 can be 여기에서 살고 있어요, 여기에 살아요, both can work, or either can work. And then 도시는, the city, 시골보다 화려하고, it's more fancy than the countryside. 재미있는 것들이 많아요. There are many 재미있는 것들, fun things. 백화점도 많고, lots of department stores. 영화관도 많고, lots of movie theaters. 교통도 아주 편리해요. The transportation is very convenient. 사람들이 so and so 이유를 이해할 수 있어요. I can understand, 이해할 수 있어요. 이유, the reason. What kind of reason? 사람들이 시골보다 도시를 좋아하는 이유. So, in English and in other languages, you go with I can understand why, and then you add the remaining part, the following part. In some languages, you will have the subjunctive, and in English, you don't. But then, either way, you say the part I understand first. So it's easier to guess, okay, you are going to talk about the reason. But then in Korean, one of the elements that make the Korean language a little tricky sometimes to understand, especially in spoken Korean, is when you are hearing someone talk about something. 사람들이 시골보다 도시를 좋아해요. Is the sentence going to end like that? And then that was your guess, but suddenly it takes a turn, right? 사람들이 시골보다 도시를 좋아하는 이유, all of a sudden, 이유를 이해할 수, you heard all the way up here, 이해할 수, and then 없어요, 있어요, right? So you can, in other languages, this is also common too, but mainly the difference between English and Korean is like this. 시골보다 도시를 좋아하는 이유를 이해할 수 있다고 말하는 사람들을 저는 이해할 수 없어요. You can even go, to the side, more to the side. People liking the city more than the countryside. The reason, I don't understand people who say this part, right? But that's just a fun exercise. 하지만, but, 도시보다 시골을 더 좋아하는 사람들도 있어요. 하지만 사람들도 있어요. There are people who like 시골 more than the 도시. 저도 그중 한 명이죠. I am one of them. 저도 그중 한 명이에요 or 한 명이죠. More reassurance, more confirmation. 저는 지금 다시 시골로 돌아갈 준비를 하고 있어요. 저는 준비를 하고 있어요. I am getting ready to do what? 돌아갈 준비. To return to the 시골 once again. 도시에 살면 살수록, 으면 을수록, very common sentence structure. The more you do something, the more. You repeat the verb, right? 살면 살수록. The more you live in the city, the more 점점 더 바빠지는 것 같았어요. I felt like I was getting more and more busy, busier and busier. 시골에서 in the countryside 바쁘지 않게 살고 싶어요. I want to live an unbusy life. Unbusily, 바쁘지 않게. In a way that it's not, busy for me. 시골에는 in the countryside 백화점과 영화관은 없지만 there's no department store, there's no movie theater, but 있어요. 뭐가 있어요? 귀여운 동물들과 cute animals and nature 있어요. 교통은 불편하지만 the transportation is inconvenient. 공기가 깨끗해서 the air is clean. 기분 좋게 in a good mood. 기분 좋게 in a way that you feel good. 걸어 다닐 수 있어요. You can walk around in a good mood because the air is, or happily because the air is clean. Last two lines. 여러분은 어디에 살고 있어요? Where do you live? 도시와 시골 중에 between the city and the countryside 어디에 살고 싶어요? Where do you want to live? So that's the story. And before we forget the content of the story, let's go to the quiz here. So we're going to go to level 4. Series are basically connected stories. My internet. Okay. Connected stories that you will see parts in one theme. I was reading the 초콜릿 여행 part, and then you can go to articles and see individual standalone passages. And this is the one that we're reading together. 도시에서 다시 시골로. Within the app, you can see, you can actually change the speed at which the voice actor's voice is played, or change the screen's font size and change between two fonts like that. Yeah. And then let's go to the quiz. 저는 지금 도시에 살고 있어요. Is it correct or incorrect? O, X. You know, in Korean, we don't do TF, true or false. We do OX, right? O for correct, X. Okay, you have a vocabulary quiz. Yes, please ask me. 저는 지금 도시에 살고 있어요. 네, 맞아요. 저는 어릴 때 시골에서 살았어요. Okay, yeah, I see some questions there. Yeah, 저는 어릴 때 시골에서 살았어요. 맞아요. 어릴 때. When I was little, I lived in the countryside. 맞는 것을 고르세요. Choose the correct statement. 저는 시골에 사는 것을 좋아하지 않아요. I don't like living in the countryside. 도시는 교통이 불편해요. In the city, the transportation is inconvenient. 시골에는 귀여운 동물들과 자연이 있어요. In the countryside, there are cute animals and there's nature. I think this is the right statement, right? And then 빈칸에 들어갈 말을 고르세요. Choose what goes into the blanks. So A는 B보다 화려하고 재미있는 것들이 많아요. 화려하다, fancy. 재미있는, fun. So which place has more fancy stuff? 도시는 시골보다 화려하고 재미있는 것들이 많아요. 시골은 도시보다 화려하고 재미있는 것들이 많아요. 맞아요. 도시는 시골보다 화려하고 재미있는 것들이 많아요. Correct answers. All correct. And then you can go to the notes section here, like that. You can also, of course, change the font a little again here. And then open the grammar breakdown here. Okay. 좋아요. 그러면 방금 두 번째 이야기도 다 읽은 건데요. 아까 질문이 있었어요. 뭐였지? 교외 suburbs. 네, suburbs. Yeah, I was like trying to answer it a little later. 교외 is suburbs. Or 근교 or 교외. So in the suburbs of Seoul, something like that. 서울 근교에. In Korea, like around Seoul, there are 4 or 5 major suburbs or like smaller cities that everybody knows the names of. And then, so you don't have to say 서울 근교. Among Koreans, you say 분당, 일산, or 의정부, 남양주, like the city names or the neighborhood names, and people will know, oh, in the suburbs of Seoul. But if you were to just introduce the concept of the suburbs of Seoul, you can say 근교. Okay? And then 평소. So you know 평소, but recently came up on 평시, 평상시. So usual times. These are all like usual times. 평소에는 usually, so this is what you want to use. Usually you just want to use 평소에는 for usually. And 평상시 is more formal. 평상시 is formal for usually. Let me say 평상시에는 is usually as the adverb. 평상시의 is the adjective, usual. And 평시 is very formal, very technical. So you don't want to use it in spoken Korean. Let's say maybe during my military service, maybe. I think that was the last time I heard it, 평시 versus 전시. 평시 is usual times and 전시 is like war situation, right? So it's very technical. All right. So everyone, we looked at the two passages, and I would I would like to invite you to ask me questions about any of the words that you just looked at together, any questions that you had before. Let me know in the chat right now. And in the meantime, let me show you the bootcamp page in more detail. So if you want to study with other members for 1 month and see real progress, you can go to our website, talktomekorean.com, go to the course page, and then you see 3 tabs here. The yearly subscription discount going on. Get it today and open today's gift, and also open it today. It's fun, and you can visit the website every single day to see a new gift here. Sometimes it's a picture, a video, some activity that you can do online. I'm not going to open it for you because I want you to open it yourself. And then you can go to the 3rd tab and join the bootcamp here. You see my lovely hand waving in the beginning in this video message. And then you can study with other fellow learners in this private community and get a study planner and see how much you can learn, how much you can achieve by studying every single day for 30 days. So please check it out. Difference between 교회 and 근교, not much difference really. 서울 근교, 서울 교회. I think, yeah, almost no difference, but people just use 서울 근교 more commonly. 교회 is a word that I actually encountered within the Korean language for the first time as translation for the English word suburbs, because in some English language novels you would see suburbs, the word itself, and they had to translate it. And normally people just use the names of the cities around Seoul. 또 다른 질문. 깨끗한 공기. 예, 맞아요. 깨끗한 공기, clean air, unpolluted air. 오염되지 않은 공기. When you want to say some fresh air, this is a little different from 깨끗한 공기. Fresh air is also 깨끗한 공기, but you can say just 바람. So I need some fresh air. 바람 좀 쐬고 싶어요. 바람 좀 쐬고 싶어요. Yeah, 바람을 쐬다. 쐬다 is to get some fresh air. So clean air is 깨끗한. What's the word for pollution is 오염. 대기 오염 is air pollution. Any tips for essay part in topic 2? Well, I'll try to talk about it in a separate video because we now have our topic book published. If you go to our site and go to our bookstore, you'll see our topic book is published and it is on its way. The books are on their way to the warehouse where we can ship internationally. So you will see that it'll be available very soon. And in the meantime, you can get 50% off for our topic 2 book in a pre-order. And let me just quickly show you the inside. So the Korean shipping, it's already taking place. Many people already received it. We have this book published, finally, yes. Our 47th official publication. I really like how this book, I don't have it at home right now, but I should bring a copy to show you next time. But yeah, it's really, it feels great in your hands. These are not my hands, but you can see that it's really beautifully designed. Topic 2 책 나왔어요. And the next book will come very, very quickly, very soon, in the next month, I think. So yeah, so as we start offering more content related to topic, maybe we can touch upon how to do better in the essay part of topic 2 as well. And I mentioned it in the look inside video, which you will see very soon on our YouTube page as well. But in the process of writing this book, something funny happened because an official topic exam took place because we analyzed 9 past exams of topic for this book, right? The writing team. And then there was a topic test that happened. And then some of the questions were so similar to what we wrote, right? I mean, because the test makers can't sway too far away from the format, right? And then some of the questions, the official questions, were too similar to our questions that we had to change parts of the book. So that's that. And yes, podcast. Lots of fun topics to discover in the last 10 minutes of this live class. Thank you for checking out our new podcast. We redesigned the whole podcast format. 바꿨어요. 완전히 많이 바꿨어요. 그래서 이제 조금 더 초보자들도 쉽게 들을 수 있을 거예요. I think beginner learners can also listen to our podcast, our season 4 of the podcast, more easily because we are introducing more beginner-friendly topics as well as include some advanced expressions. Thank you for saying that you really like the new format. Yeah, I have some exciting things in store for you. So you'll see. I can do, because it's now audio only, I can easily go up to somebody and interview someone that I know, a fellow professor or a learner that I meet in our meetups and stuff like that. So please check out the podcast as well if you are following us on social media. And most importantly, the bootcamp, because once January starts, it'll be too late to join it. And all the information that you need for our program, you can see it on our website or just by opening the description of this live class page. Where can you find the podcast? Just go to Spotify and type Talk to Me in Korean. Or I posted a link to the podcast in the YouTube posts tab, or just go to Google and type Talk to Me in Korean podcast and you can listen to it for free. 네, 그러면 I think that's it for today's live class. 오늘 수업은 여기까지 하고, is the podcast still on SoundCloud? Yes, it is on SoundCloud as well, so you can listen to it there. Thank you so much for joining. 오늘 수업 함께 해주셔서 감사합니다. So this was 2 passages from our Stories app. And please do me a favor and give it a listen, the podcast, and also check out all the links in the description because the whole team is working tirelessly, really, really hard to help you achieve your Korean learning goals. And I'm excited. For new learners, go to our website and take the level test or just start with our Hangul course, our first course for absolute beginners. And 타니카님, congratulations on getting a trophy. 오늘 트로피 받을 거예요. 어떤 트로피인지 궁금하네요. 축하드립니다. All right, that's it. Thank you so much. I will see you hopefully next week. Next week is a little more tricky because of the year-end activities, but I will schedule the live class very soon and you will see it. 그럼 다음 시간에 만나요, 여러분. 감사합니다. Bye bye.